Well, John K Samson, welcome.
Thank you. Well, thanks for having me.
I always like when you come in because you always play different songs for us that I wouldn't expect you to play.
It's fun. I get to play songs that we don't usually play live. So it's kind of
Well, you can't really. You're not gonna just bust it. Have you ever done that in a show? Just play acoustic?
No, actually, no, I never have. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people do. You never.
No,
have?
I'm better. I'm more comfortable with the electric guitar.
Well, you come from the
Frankly.
punk rock
That's right.
genre.
Yeah. No, it's true. I don't feel as comfortable on a stage with an acoustic. And you usually have to mic it or put it through an amplifier. And it just seems like a hassle.
You got to put your electric through an amplifier.
Well, yeah, but I mean, electrics are meant to go through an amplifier, and acoustics I always feel like,
Just
Feels
be on
like
the beach.
Yeah, exactly.
Or on a cliff or something, just playing.
Yeah, in a little room like this. Yeah.
I like it. Well, Mac Hall tonight, along with your favorite band in the world, so I'm told, the Constantines.
All right, yeah.
So tell me about them and how you hooked up with them and why you're such a big fan.
We did a tour with them of the States probably, I want to say like 10 years ago. It was a long time ago. It was right after their first record came out, I think. Could have been later than that. But,
a while ago.
Yeah, a while ago. Quite some time ago. And I was just really moved by their live performance, and then sat down with their records for a long time and was really excited about them, and just have had a great artistic relationship with their work for a long time, and then got to know them, and now we have a great friendship with them as well. And so it's always it's inspiring to watch them play every night. So this tour goes from St. John's to Nanaimo and up to Whitehorse and everywhere in between. And it's a long haul, so having something like being able to see them every night to get you through is really important. So.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I heard you kind of had a hand in naming their, not the new record, but the last record.
Well, I was one of many people consulted. I think.
Yeah.
They asked people what they thought of the title.
And of course you went with the curling.
I said I love the title. Yeah, so, and then I was writing a song about curling and decided I just had to use it as well. So that's kind of nice to have that connection with them. Google both.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if you
after
Google
Scotty's, it comes you.
After Scotty's, and then it's Cons and us. It's nice we're linked together.
It's cool. And we'll play that song a little bit because you just shot a video. Well, I guess you shot a video for it a little while ago. But it's cool nonetheless. It must have been a thrill for you.
It was fun, yeah.
And we'll get you to play a few songs. Actually, why don't we start with a song?
Sure.
Why don't you play? What do you feel like starting with? What do you want to play for us?
About when we don't play live anymore. What's it called? Utilities. Try that one.
Forgetting your own song titles.
Yeah.
It's a cool tune because it came out on that compilation disc.
That's right.
For War Child.
Yeah.
And then you guys kind of took it back into the studio, I guess, played around with it.
Yeah, we messed around with it so much that we can't figure out how to play it anymore.
So now it's just acoustic.
Now it's just an acoustic song. Yeah.
There we go. We were talking last time. You said Reunion Tour sounds the most like you.
Yeah, I think that's true.
It's been about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Still feel that way now that you've had some time to separate yourself from the record?
Well, I don't know because I haven't heard the record since it came out. So
we're playing the songs live.
Yeah, playing the songs live. I mean, I think the songs fit well with our. I'm very comfortable with the new songs. Like they seem to fit well with the rest of the repertoire, and I feel pretty confident about what they are, and I like them. Yeah, so yeah, we play quite a few of them every night, so they fit in well.
What are some of the ones that? Because I know you make a record, you dig all the tunes, then eventually, like Utilities, they kind of fall away.
Yeah.
What are some of the ones that have fallen away?
Fallen away. Jeez.
If you can remember the titles, I guess you can remember Utilities.
Well, Utilities has fallen away, and it might come back. Sometimes they resurrect themselves somehow. Trying to think of the other songs on the record, I can't. I'm kind of blanking.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Him, Gump Worsley.
Yeah, him for the Medical Oddity. Much as I like it, I find it very difficult to play.
It's a crazy story.
It is a crazy story, yeah.
I think you should tell people that story because I just read about it yesterday and I was wow, that takes on a whole new meaning.
There's a song on the record called Him of the Medical Oddity. Can't remember what we settled on. Him of or Him for the Medical Oddity, and it's about this guy named David Reimer, who was born in Winnipeg in the late 60s, and he became a world famous anonymous medical case study because when he was young there was a terrible circumcision accident, and it was decided by some doctors from Johns Hopkins in the States that he should be raised a girl, and so this was going to prove this one doctor's theory that gender is entirely nurture as opposed to nature, so that if you bring someone up a girl, they will be a girl or a boy or whatever, and that gender is just an environmental construct that we've invented.
That's interesting.
Yeah, which is very interesting, but destroyed this young person's life. I mean,
oh yeah, you think so?
Yeah. So she was a girl until her teens, and then decided that he would be a male, and it's this very, very interesting story, and also very interesting to me because it was set in Winnipeg, in the St. Boniface area, which is a really working class area, and full of factories, and it just seemed like it was another one of those stories where I think one of the reasons all of this happened to him, one of the many reasons, was that he was from a place like Winnipeg, a place that isn't always able to stand up for its own citizens, that isn't always able to stand up for itself because it's off on the margins, and it's a place that people think is the sticks, you know. So I think we're us people from small towns are often more willing to let people from the big cities tell us what we should do with our lives. So that I thought was an example of this, and it's a very tragic story. He killed himself in the end, but not before he wrote a really excellent book with a New Yorker writer named John K Samson called As Nature Made Me, I think it's called. It's a brilliant book, which I encourage you to pick up. And so that was, I read that book, and another person I knew was writing about him, and so I thought I would try and write a little song about him. So I just tried to take a little corner of just the smallest few moments of his life and try and extrapolate from that. But yeah, so that one is also it's kind of structured like a church hymn, and I find it really tricky to play live. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's play it off the record then, because it's
okay. Cool.
It's a cool song. It's different for you guys.
Yeah.
And we'll. So I remember Wayne from Cuff the Duke came in. We were talking about, because the first time I saw them play was opening for you.
Oh, cool.
And it was just after Reunion Tour came out, and they had their new record out. And we just got talking about lyrics, and we started talking about Civil Twilight in December, tries to dissemble the length of my working day, or whatever that lyric is. And he goes, I just live in his shadow all the time. I can't write like that.
No. But Wayne's a great writer.
He is a fantastic writer, but he was just,
right.
You're kind of like the lyricist for Canada.
Oh, right.
So I have a question for you. What is the most, I have to argue with my friends all the time, cadence, melody, or lyrics? What's the most important thing in a song?
Well, I want to say lyrics, but it's probably cadence.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think probably it's cadence. I mean, cadence is really important, and that's what I think. Cadence is actually what punches through the ear into the brain and actually makes it kind of sews itself into the brain. Is the cadence. I mean, melody is mysterious and beautiful and emotional, but without cadence, it's kind of And I mean, lyrics. I think lyrics are very important to me, and the thing I obsess on most. But,
I'm sure.
But you know, I think the best songs are the ones that have cadence to them.
How do you, when you write a song, are you pretty satisfied with it? Do you know when it's done? Kind of thing?
I do know when it's done. Yeah, generally, I'm not always satisfied with it when it's done, but
I guess
usually I know when I know what it is. Like when it becomes the best it's going to be. I guess I know. I generally know. Yeah, it takes a long time usually, and there's still, and that's not entirely true. I mean, there's still songs that we've made that I think there's a couple lines where I go, could have been better, but yeah.
Like what?
Oh, there's a few ones. There's a song like. There's a few off of Reconstruction side, actually, that I kind of wish I had a chance to rewrite a little bit.
That's the beauty of playing live, though. You can rewrite them on stage.
That's true, yeah. And I like I like that idea that your body of work is a living thing that you can change. Like one of my favorite poets, W.H. Auden, great 20th century poet, did that. He was rewriting his work right up until he died. He was rewriting his entire body of work that he carried around with him. But he kind of, now people read the originals, though, right? Like the stuff he rewrote is kind of, no one really reads that anymore. So that's kind of interesting. There is something to be said for a time and a place, and this is what you made. But I don't know, a song like Benediction that we still play. I hear lines in there and go, I could have made that better, made more sense. But yeah,
it's all right. It happens.